Hello guys, I'm Anna and I paint and think. So in today's video, I thought about doing something really low pressure for us. And I'm gonna use this Van Gogh watercolor set that is my first good quality watercolor that I got. And I got this from a review that José Mianucci, who is a watercolorist here from Brazil, did, saying which would be the good watercolors sets to start if you want to start watercoloring. So please go check him out. He is really talented, and I think that he could show to you in his channel very good reviews. So let's get it started. I thought about doing lots of balls here, lots of circles, to show you the magic that you can have with the bleeding feature of watercolor. So what is bleeding? I'm gonna show it to you. So first ball here, nice and wet. With watercolor, we need to work fast because how the quantity of water in the paper is very important. Some blue, and then I'm gonna put some blue here. Next to the green. So you can see that it is kind of getting the green in it. Look how beautiful this is. I'm gonna put the water here because it's dripping where I don't want it to drip. And I'm gonna put some brown in here too. Look at this. More water. I want my paint to be more thinner than it is. And then look. So green is bleeding onto the brown and the blue here, as you can see. So for example, I think that this blue is kind of dry now. If I do this, if I put the other circle next to it, it won't bleed. So let's try it out. Let me put some red here. I want it a little bit more watery because then I'm gonna try to have another bleeding effect. So look, it's not bleeding because it's already dry here. Okay, beautiful. I think that it's too hot because the paper is absorbing the paint too fast, faster than I thought it would be. So what we are gonna do, we are gonna adapt, and we are from sales. We are sales managers here. So we're gonna adapt. We're gonna work a little bit with wet on wet. We're gonna put water on the paper without paint. So this is kind of a trick to have a little bit more control onto the quantity of water, not control of the paint. But if I want it to be very wet, I will do this. And then I can do the other ball just here already. And you're gonna see the magic here. Because first we are going to paint this first circle. Let's do this ultramarine blue. Okay, it doesn't expand that much, On the previous video, I was using um, a better quality and more expensive paint, so it expanded more. And then we're gonna go to the second, just water now, just to have more water in the figure. We are gonna have the second color here, the second circle, the second ball, the second, I don't know, blob. I see people saying blob on the watercolor tutorials, and I don't know what is blob. And then you're gonna put it together. You're gonna touch it. And it didn't work. Come on. Come on, paint. Help me. Yeah. Yes. We needed more paint. It's bleeding a little bit. Let's see uh it will stop. So let's put it's here now, okay? This is before fully dried. Let's wait for more. I don't know if the graphite here will stop the bleeding, but we can see that the other where we don't have the graphite, it will start to go further and further. So let's see it. I hope it works, but you could see, right, this happening, the blue coming onto the yellow. Even before I put this graphite thing, that I thought it would be very intelligent from my side to show you the importance of the bleeding effect in your watercolor. The other thing that happened here is a cauliflower. Cauliflower. What is a cauliflower? It's a couve-flor in Portuguese. Yes, couve-flor. It's that vegetable that looks like a little tree, really cute, that is white, right? We love to eat it. Kids love it. It's not broccoli, but it's like the brother of broccoli. So this effect is called cauliflower. And it's not so much loved in watercolor. And why did it happen? It happened because this this painted area was much drier than this paint area. So when they touched, the consistency of the paints and the quantity of water was different. And the water is the biggest element in watercolor, obviously. So this was more wet, I don't know, wetter, and this was drier. So the water came here without without control. It is like pushing the other color onto the figure here. So um, it's not it's not softer. It's not soft. Sorry. Here you can see that it's very softer. It's called blended when it's like this because you have this mixture, but you don't have the cauliflower, and this is very beautiful, and many people look for it and have difficulties. And the trick here is to have the same amount of water in the in both of the sides here and both of the figures, the circles, whatever here. But if you think of it, we can use it very well. I think it's beautiful. I think we could like play with this, maybe we can imagine, I don't know, a broccoli because it's green, a broccoli or a tree growing in the blue sky here. So, well, I think it's actually beautiful, but let's stop talking about these technical things because, first of all, I'm not a teacher. I'm just a normal person, a salesperson that works um, during the work week and just loves to paint. So the intention of this channel is not to get into the technicities. It's to talk about how can we how can we relax with watercolor. So this set don't have purple. So how do you do purple? Red with blue, and then I have some purple here. And isn't it incredible? Like remember remember when we were at school and we use it to learn how to mix colors. At least I had this class, but then I forgot. And when I started watercoloring, I the only color that I could remember with you know right away how to do was only green. That is yellow with blue. And the other colors I struggled a lot to learn again. So it's interesting how we tend to forget some basic things that made us happy when we were kids. So because it was still wet, it's bleeding a little bit here. Look how beautiful this red is, isn't it? No, no, no. Please, you have to agree with me. And because it's so expensive, even though this paint is not the more expensive, I want to, save all the paint that I have. So I put the red that was still in the brush here. It's just a Chinese thing that I can't control. And yeah, I, I I'm I, I'm thinking a lot about the presentation video that I'm gonna do to tell you about me, who am I, what are my origins, how I think and why I'm like this. And in this video, I'm gonna talk a little bit more. But yeah, I'm descendant of Chinese people, but I'm also descendant of Japanese people here in Brazil. I'm the fourth generation of Japanese people in Brazil. My family is here for more than 100 years now, and I'm the third generation of Chinese people. So yeah, uh, I'm like this. I am the mixture of many cultures, including Brazilian culture, eh, mainly Brazilian culture. But there are things from our roots that remains with us always. So it's important to honor them. Look, almost a perfect circle. So when I was doing the previous video, it was in the same day. I don't know if I'm gonna post it in the same day, but this one was in the same day than this one. My hands were like shaking because I was more Not that I'm not anymore, but I was more nervous about recording this. But now I'm a little bit more relaxed, so my strokes, my brush strokes are firmer, are easier as well. My borders, look how perfect. Yeah, I think I'm perfect. I think it's perfect. If it's not, please let me know in the comments. Um, but yeah, I think it's better now because now I'm calmer. And this is like a paradox because I wanted I love to watercolor because of the sensation of relaxation that it gives to me. It's really amazing the effect that it has on me. But as I start to make this as a tentative of reaching people in the social media to, expose myself and to, I don't know, to be famous, um, it makes watercolor a pressure place, a pressure activity to me. So this is the paradox that I think that many artists face, that they choose art because they feel good about doing this. But when you make what makes you feel good a job and you have to make money from it, it's not a pleasure activity anymore. It's like uh, an obligation, a mandatory activity. So, well, it's not my first. um it's not my main job doing this to you. It's not even a job, but I feel like I have empathy for all you guys that are artists that lives with art, that have to get money from art. All my empathy to you, and yeah, um, I I hope you find the success that you all are looking for, because you deserve it a lot. Because come on, having art, doing art, making art is a very honored job. And I was thinking about getting my dad to a video too. So I imagine that I'm interviewing my father, because my father dreamed about being an artist when he was young, and I want him to tell why this didn't went well. But um, he didn't stop being an artist, right? So today we do watercolor together. We talk about paints and techniques, and he loves it, even though he couldn't live from it when he was young. Even though I think, right, guys, that he would be very successful with this too. He's a very successful man already with what he does. but I think that he could make a very good artist as well because he's very creative. Yeah. And he's always jealous about my mother because many times we talk more about my mother. I say we because I do have a sister and a brother. But father, dad, you inspire me to be an artist. So this is one of the places that I talk more about you than about mother. So you are very important to me. So is mother. Please don't be jealous, mom. Yeah, because you have to balance the jealousy of each of them. Yeah, my family is very jealous, which is normal, right? Ay, ay, ay. So this is a very simple painting. Again, this is not a masterpiece, but I think that it can inspire you to have this moment. We are talking now for 21 minutes, and I feel more relaxed and happier than I was before I start. So do this to you. It it's incredible. It's magical. And it worked. If you remember, I put the graphite mark here to show where the blue was. And now that it's dried, the blue it's over here. And if you notice, I told you that blue and yellow make make blue and yellow. I don't know if it's make or makes. Blue and yellow make because they are two. Okay, so blue and yellow make green. But with this technique or with this paint, it didn't become blue green. It is still separated, but it's a little bit yellower here and it's a little bit bluer here. So you can see the the change of the colors when they bleed properly. And then you have this bleeding here too. Here it's not dried yet, but you have it here. Look how beautiful this is. No, 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 come on. Isn't it beautiful? I really think it is. But if we touch the the subjects when they are already dried, they don't make this merging thing. This happened here, this happened here, you can see. And then today we talked about cauliflowers. This is a cauliflower, for example. So let me do something here. Get a pen, a waterproof pen, and then we are gonna try to do a tree here. And I'm gonna do it um, in a way that it's not like the foliage here and the floor here because it's this way and I'm afraid of changing the place of the paper here and messing everything up, so I'm gonna keep like this, but you can do like this. Imagination, use your imagination here to make a beautiful tree here. So this is here. I'm gonna put some trunks here. Okay, okay, it's kind of a abstract thing. And then you have the grass here with the other cauliflower effect here. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Come on. Don't you think it's incredible? What watercolor can make to you, can do to you. And then what can we do? You see that there is this thing here that is almost a cauliflower. We can do like the wind here and some leaves flying with the wind. Sorry for my accent. Here, look. No, come on. Beautiful, right? And because I always do, I'm gonna put my two birds here that I try to put in all of my paintings. Normally I do it with paint, not with a pen, but okay. And a heart here because it represents me and my husband Rafael, who is my true love. I love him so much. And here I'm gonna include my two children, Maya and Nicholas. So, mother, father, kid, kid. So beautiful, right? And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Let me try to show you a little bit more detail of the tree here. Let me see if it's working. Okay, aquí. Yeah, see? So use your creativity to create things, literally. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like it, if you like the painting, or if you like the reflections, please let me know in the comments and subscribe. I hope you enjoy. Bye bye, guys. And I'm Anna and I paint. Bye bye.